Over the past few weeks, gold has surged to record highs. Gold hit about $3,400 per ounce as President Trump threatens Fed independence. So what does this mean? The Federal Reserve essentially is chaired by Jerome Powell. And right now, there seems to be a situation where the president wants the rates to be cut. Jerome Powell is saying that he's not going to cut rates. And this is essentially causing individuals that have money within the markets to flood capital to gold, right? Buying up gold, buying the best stores of value, because there's a lot of, what's the best way to put it? There's a lot of uncertainty revolving around the strength of the United States dollar. The bond markets have also been experiencing a massive sell-off. We saw last week that with the tariffs that President Trump has initiated, there was a massive sell-off in the stock market, equities, but also within the treasuries. A lot of foreign investors have been selling out their positions within the equity market as well as the bond market. And this is one of those things typically that is unusual. You don't really see this within developing markets. Typically, if individual investors or foreign investors are deciding that they don't want to own equities, they then rush and then flood that capital into buying treasuries, which are considered some of the safest investments that you can possibly own. However, we're seeing that that's not necessarily the case, considering that the United States has over 30 trillion in debt right now, and the interest on that debt has to be refinanced at a lower rate, but right now rates have been climbing instead of dropping. So with that being said, we see that gold has been a very strong preferred store of value for individuals that have made money in equity markets or other investments over the past couple of years. They're now taking some chips off the table and buying gold. We're also seeing that Bitcoin has been going up. Most recently, especially today, Bitcoin has been rising while the NASDAQ and other indices have been dropping. Bitcoin has been serving as also as another store of value within the market. So with this uncertainty that's occurring, it's pretty interesting. I've been studying this for a long time. I'm very interested in the bond market, particularly because the bond market really just dictates what you could expect to happen in terms of sentiment within the market. But right now, with gold reaching record highs, it's very clear that individuals don't feel comfortable with the future of the economy or in terms of where President Trump and the Trump administration as a whole is going to land as it pertains to these tariffs. The key, though, is to understand that you maintain a really strong long-term perspective as it pertains to investing, understanding that everything in the market is on sale. Companies that you may have liked, whether it's companies like Nvidia, whether you liked companies like Costco or Amazon, etc. A lot of companies are for sale, right? But you have to understand that with that uncertainty, with the fact that we could be in the process of facing a recessionary time period due to a lot of the geopolitical risk that we're seeing, that you stay diligent, you save, you stack, you budget, you live below your means, you pay off high interest debt, and you remain ready to take advantage of these opportunities when the time is available. Comment your thoughts below in terms of how you may feel about the economic uncertainty right now, and if you have any perspective in terms of where gold is heading and if you think gold is going to continue to rise.